It's week 2 of the NFL 2023 season. Let's get into our predictions. Minnesota Vikings versus Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia is favored minus 7.5. I have Minnesota keeping it close, so I have them covering the spread. I still have them losing. I have Philadelphia squeaking out a win. I have both offenses looking sluggish and looking out of sync, though. So I have the final score being 24-17. Green Bay Packers versus Atlanta Falcons. So they have Green Bay favored minus 1.5. I agree with this spread because I still have no clue about either of these teams. Jesus, words are hard. Green Bay, they beat a shitty Chicago Bears team last week. Atlanta Falcons beat a shitty Carolina Panthers last week. So, you can't really base anything off those games. That's why the margins are so thin on this. I do have the Packers covering this. I think they win by one score. I think it will be a close game, but I think they win by like a field goal or a touchdown. Las Vegas Raiders versus Buffalo Bills. So ESPN has Buffalo favored minus 8.5. I actually have Buffalo stepping on the Raiders. I think they're going to come out looking very sharp. I mean, they better, because if Josh Allen has 2 interceptions, then he better get crucified in the media. So I have Buffalo Bill coming out fat. I have them winning something like 34-17. Baltimore Ravens versus Cincinnati Bengals. So Baltimore just getting crushed with injuries like every year. The Bengals, they looked bad last week. I think they turned it around. I think this is their get-back game against another division rival. So I had the Bengals winning something like 31-21. Seattle Seahawks versus Detroit Lions. They have Detroit favored minus 6.5. I think that's a mistake. Even though Seattle looked horrible last week and Detroit looked great last week, I still have this being a close one. I think Detroit still wins. I think Seattle falls to 0-2 and they have some major problems ahead. But yeah, I have Detroit winning this game 27-24. Los Angeles Chargers versus Tennessee Titans. They have the Chargers favored minus 3.5. I could see Tennessee covering. I see this being like a 1 or 2 point victory. I could see it being one of those things where Tennessee's in a situation to where they score a touchdown, but they have to go for 2 to tie the game or to win the game, and they go for it and they lose. So watch it be something like 33-34. Chargers win. Tennessee goes for 2 to make it 35-34, and they end up not getting that 2 point conversion. So yeah, final score 34-33. Chargers win. Chicago Bears versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they have Tampa Bay favored minus 3.5. I mean, Chicago, they just looked bad last week. They're just a bad football team. I, for some reason, have them covering. I might actually change it, but no, I'm going to keep it. I have Chicago covering that spread. I have this being a miserable game to watch. I could see Tampa Bay winning something like 17-16. Or actually, I'm going to have Tampa Bay winning 20-17. I think Chicago scores 2 touchdowns early in the first half and they get super excited. And then in the second half, just have a stinker and only put up 3 points. That's my final prediction. Tampa Bay 20, Chicago Bears 17. Kansas City Chiefs versus Jacksonville Jaguars. So both teams are going to be good this year. The Chiefs did not look that good last week. The Jags looked pretty good last week. They have the Chiefs favored at minus 2.5. I have the Chiefs covering the spread, but I still have the game being close. I could see the Chiefs winning something like 27-24. Indianapolis Colts versus Houston Texans. the spread is just so small, -1.5. Probably the reason for that is because it's two shitty teams with two rookie quarterbacks. They don't really know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. I have Indy winning this game, so I guess that they cover the spread unless it's a 1-point win. I have it being something like 20-13 maybe. And the only reason I'm taking Indy is just because I think, Anthony Richardson, I think Big Tony can actually, run the ball and, that produce some offense. So, yeah, I have the Indianapolis Colts winning this game, but it's going to be an ugly, miserable game to watch. San Francisco 49ers versus Los Angeles Rams. So, I have the 49ers. I have them winning this game. The spread is actually -7.5. It's a little bit of a big spread for a division rivalry game. That just tells you how much they believe in the 49ers. The Rams looked good last week. I still think they're going to be like a 7 or 8 win team this season. I have the 49ers covering this spread. I have this kind of being, not a beatdown, but it's going to be a decisive win. I have the 49ers winning 34-24. New York Little Giants versus Arizona Cardinals. This is going to be an ugly game. They have the Giants favored at -3.5. I mean, the Arizona Cardinals, they're in Caleb Williams discussions. Like, let's be real. They're going to be the number 1 overall pick. They fucking suck. They're going to tank for him. But when you have a whole bunch of players that are playing for their jobs, because when you're on a bad team, it's like, hey, I'm not playing to win. I'm just playing to get some film out there, just in case a team wants to trade for me. Gotta think that way probably, huh? But yeah, I have the Giants winning this game. I think it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be something like 23-12 or 23-13. Yeah, I'm going to have the Giants taking this win 23-13. Washington Commies versus Denver Broncos. They have Denver favored -3.5. I think this is going to be an ugly, miserable game to watch. Are the Broncos, again, this year, 2 years in a row, the most miserable team to watch in the league? Who knows, but I have the Commanders covering this spread. I have them actually winning the game. I have the Commanders starting the season out 2-0. I have the final score being something ugly like 26-13. I have the Commanders low-key stepping on the Broncos. New York Jets versus America's team. They have the Cowboys favored -8.5. That's a big spread for this game. And I was talking to friends about this. They think Cowboys are going to blow them out. I don't think so at all. I think this is going to be a one-score game. The Jets' defense is legit. And I can never trust the Cowboys, to be honest. So I have the Cowboys still winning. I have this being something like 24-17. Miami Dolphins versus New England Patriots. They have the spread being Miami -2.5. I think it's just so small because it's a Bill Belichick coach team. In theory, they're like, this team kept it to within one score last week against the reigning NFC champions. I understand, but you also have to look at the context. It was bad weather last week. Maybe it might be bad weather this week. Who knows? But I have the Dolphins covering the spread. I have the Dolphins putting up some points again. I have them putting up 30 points. So I have the final score being 30-24. New Orleans Saints versus Carolina Panthers. This is game 1 of the Monday Night Football doubleheader. I hate when they do this. Just have it one game, people. They have New Orleans favored -3.5. I think New Orleans is going to kind of step on them. I guess they're not trusting their offense, having the spread be 3.5. I just don't think highly of the Panthers. I think their rookie quarterback Bryce Young is going to struggle this year. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but I just think he's going to struggle with the lack of weapons and the lack of O-line. and I think the Saints defense is pretty legit. So I have this being something like 23-10. I have the Panthers struggling again to score points this week. So yeah, Saints 23, Panthers 10. Cleveland Browns versus Pittsburgh Steelers. They have the Browns favored -1.5. This is the second game of the Monday night doubleheader. Man, the Pittsburgh Steelers looked bad last week, but because of the coaching, they have the spread so small. I guess because of the coaching, they have them bouncing back this week. I'm not buying it. I still think the Browns win. I think they win by at least one score. I have them winning by at least 3. So yeah, I have the final score being Cleveland Browns 17. No, it's going to be a little bit higher scoring than that. I have the final score being Cleveland Browns 24, Pittsburgh Steelers 16. If you made it to this part of the video, thank you for watching. You mean the world for watching this video. I ought to jump through this screen and give you a big fat kiss on the forehead and maybe the lips if you're sexy enough. Sorry for my voice, guys. I'm a little sick, but I had to push out my predictions because I'm doing this for y'all, man. If you tail my predictions all season and mortgage your home on my predictions, you might go broke and be under the bridge by the end of the season. So I'm doing this for y'all. So yeah, like I said, if you made it to this point of the video, you're awesome. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button for more. The more views and likes and subscribes I get, the more I'll just get motivated to make more and make this content a little bit better for you guys. Thank you so much.